up? What up? What up? Hey.
Happy Thursday, everybody. We are back. So we're doing things a little bit differently tonight. We are in Michigan for those who do not know, and we got hit with a lot of snow, and our roads are a hot mess. So we are here virtually. Chuck's at home, I'm at home. We got two guests for you today. So same great show, just a little bit of a different format
But we still gonna give you the same.
for sure. Um, so just want to remind you guys that we are still looking for sponsors. If you checked out our first episode and you believe in us and you think that people are going to be checking us out and you have a product, service, or something that you want us to promote, let's talk business. Our email address is a lady and a savage podcast at gmail.com. Send us an email or hit us up on our Facebook Messenger inbox, and let's see what we can do for each other.
Yes, we need that. We definitely need you guys to go ahead and submit that. If there's anybody locally, as I stated before, that's looking to put their brand out there, we're more than happy to share that with everybody. So go ahead and shoot something to that email, and we'll get back with you. We do have packages, and we're definitely looking for that as soon as possible.
Yes. All right. Also, if you want to be a guest on the show, please let us know. We will always announce the next show topic at the end of the episode. So if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, then let us know. So, first thing we want to do is start off with a little Black History Month highlight. It is Black
Hey,
History
we
Month.
only get one. We only get one.
And the shortest month at that. But this is the first Thursday in Black History Month, and we got a little spotlight for you. We want to talk about the Crown Act. The Crown Act is a petition that was designed for Black people to be able to wear their natural hair how they prefer to wear it. So we want you guys to sign that petition so that workplaces and certain spaces cannot discriminate against us for our hair choices. We will share the link for you to sign that petition on our Facebook page and our
Yes.
Instagram page and our stories and everything. So please make sure you support the Crown Act. Also support a movie called As Early as Five, put on by Dove. And it's about Black people sharing their story of how they can remember being as early as the age of 5, being discriminated against or feeling like they were the odd person out because of their hair. So let's support our Black History Month initiative and share the Crown Act petition, sign the Crown Act petition, and support the As Early as 5 movie.
So what about what's going on? What's going on in the news? What's the hot topics? Do we have
Man,
any of that today?
yes, so I have had my ears to the streets, okay? And the big news is, oh, we need our guests to mute the background. The big news is Whoopi Goldberg has been suspended from hosting The View for 2 weeks.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can Is there any way that both of our guests can make sure that your mics are muted until we bring you in?
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay. No, for sure. So the big news, the biggest news so far, like the big buzz, is Whoopi Goldberg being suspended from The View for 2 weeks for racially insensitive comments surrounding the Holocaust. I have a little clip I want to play just so everybody can get the proper context of what was said. And then Chuck, you and I and Bam in Spanish can weigh in on if they think it's fair that she's suspended for 2 weeks, if they think she wrong for what she said.
But
But
we
I'm
got
gonna
to
go
make
ahead.
sure we introduce them first. We can't just bring them in and get the answer questions. Who is Bam? Who is Spanish? Like we gotta we gotta
Okay,
pull
take
them
it
in.
away.
Bamalama. I don't know if it's Bam today or Bamalama, but she's going with Bamalama today. So it's Bamalama, and then we got my man Spanish who's joining us today for our major topic of the day. And we're definitely going to get into that. But Tasha's going to go ahead and play that clip, and then we all can chime in on our perspective of how we feel about that particular situation.
For sure. And if anybody can't hear it, y'all let me know if it's not loud enough.
Tweeted about it last night, but I kind of want you to hear it from me direct. The remarks come just one day after saying this: the Holocaust isn't about race. Goldberg made the controversial comment Monday morning in review. School boards banning a mouse, a book about the whole Holocaust.
Turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Race. It's not about race. What is it about? Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about. But it's about white supremacy. It's about going after the idea of race. But these are two white groups of people. Backlash was swift. The CEO of the Anti-Defamation
Which, yeah. Well, I think we caught pretty much the butt of what the statement was in regards to that it wasn't racially influenced, was her point.
Yes. She feels that the Holocaust isn't as much about race as it was about just being inhumane to man on man, treating each other without respect and kindness. Her co-host clapped back and said it is about race. That was an attack against the Jewish community. So it's definitely about race. Whoopi did go back and apologize. She kind of retracted the statement. What she said was it's about race and inhumanity. So
I guess for me, maybe I could be a little uneducated in this area, but I was not aware that Jewish equals race. So maybe I'm mistaken. I thought that was more of a religion and a belief than it is necessarily a race, or I would even say potentially ethnicity, but not an actual race. So for me, the statement was a fact, unless somebody can educate me and say how that's actually racial.
Well, I don't, as far as I know, Jewish is a group of people. So which would be like a race. I could be wrong as well, but from my understanding, it's a group of people, like a race. Like they say, Jesus was a Jew. So from what I understand, it's a race.
Jews are a race. I mean, one thing about the Jews, like I do a lot of reading. So when it comes to like Jews, actually, blacks and Jews kind of run together. What the Jews suffered, that's the same thing we suffer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a race of people.
Yeah.
It's not
So
like
we're saying
go ahead.
it's a race of people, and it's not a belief. It's not like Christianity. It's
No,
not
it's
like
not like Christian, because some Jews are Christian, from what I believe, and some from what I understand, and I believe Jews are Christians. Am I wrong? Spanish?
Well, they
Most
have
Yeah,
Jews,
Hebrew. They have
yeah,
the Hebrew.
yeah.
Muslim,
You know,
where they believe the
no,
Muslim.
they ain't Muslims. No, they ain't Muslims. They
They
Christians.
not.
No, no. It's two different things.
Oh, okay. Correct me
Two.
then.
Yeah,
But are they they're Christian though, right?
they're Christian, but you know, when it comes to like, okay, like for us, a lot of religion was forced on us. We the ones that came up with religion. Basically, at the end of the day, everybody took religion and wrote it how they wanted to.
So I'm
So
thinking of
Johnny,
it as a Holocaust. We talking about the Holocaust,
the
right?
right.
Holocaust, right.
So
So
Spanish. Do you think Whoopi was wrong?
no,
No, she wasn't wrong.
because
Okay.
it's facts in both ways.
Okay.
She's really saying the truth, but man, people don't be wanting.
They don't want
People
to
be
accept it.
they
So
don't want to
should
accept
have?
it.
Do you think she should have backed down and apologized, or do you think she should have doubled down and stood by her original statement?
No, why? It's like, why do you have to dumb me down? Like, if everybody keep dumbing it down, shit, how we gonna get to the real shit? Like, I want somebody to
Right.
keep it real with me. Like, don't give me the dummy down version. Give me the truth. That's the only way. That's the only way we gonna get through this shit.
Right.
All
That's the
right.
only
Well,
way.
I'm gonna drop my perspective, and then we're gonna move on to the next topic. I initially thought that she might be wrong, and then I did some further reading, and I found what Charles said, that technically being Jewish is more of a religion and faith-based practice than it is a race. And so, um, she really wasn't wrong, in my opinion. I think she should have stood by what she said.
Yeah,
But
definitely don't apologize. Like for me, stand on the shit you say. Right or wrong, you said it, you meant it in that moment. There's no reason to apologize for it. I mean, if there was an apology, the apology should have simply be, I apologize if I offended you.
That
But
should have
my
been an
opinion
apology.
is valid, and this is
That's
my
right.
I
opinion.
feel the way I feel.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
yeah,
right.
you
You
can
that's
can't change
educate
that.
me, but that's how I felt.
Right. That's right.
all right. Well, that's that on that. So she'll have her 2 weeks off. And then the next big news was there's a big celebrity baby boom going on. Rihanna broke the internet. She and ASAP Rocky are
Tragedy,
expecting their first child together. And
tragedy.
then Nick Cannon is expecting his 8th child with someone named Bree something or other. She used to be married to
So clearly a nobody.
I hear you in the background saying tragic. Why is that so tragic that ASAP and Rihanna is having a baby?
I'm disappointed in Rihanna.
Oh, just because you're obsessed with her doesn't mean that she doesn't deserve to have a baby now.
I'm just disappointed. Highly
And mind you,
disappointed.
ASAP is a fine specimen too.
I
Disappointed.
think he's pretty hot.
He is.
Tragic,
Pretty hot.
tragic, tragic.
So we got Nick Cannon with model Bree something, and then the brat and her wife, Big Booty Judy.
That's her name.
Big
Her
Booty
real name
Judy.
is Jessica.
Big Booty Judy.
She is the original Big Booty Judy though, but her real name is Jessica. They are having a baby as well. So
That thing is out of control.
yes. So shouts out to them. Congratulations to all of the baby boomers. Nick Cannon, have a seat. You're doing the most.
Please. And wait a minute. Ain't Big Booty Judy like 50 something, 60 something?
Don't
No,
do that.
she's only
Don't
39.
age. Don't
She's
age bad.
Oh, is she? I'm not age bashing. I'm just asking.
50-year-olds popping out babies too.
That's true.
It's still working. Let them do their thing.
She's actually younger than the brat.
Oh, okay. The brat is the old one.
Yeah, she's like 45, I think, or something like that. But
Oh, okay. Well, she's
Big
fairly
Booty
still
Judy,
kind of
39.
young.
I like both of them. They cool. I
Well,
like
the brat got her a young tender, huh?
I don't know about young.
Yeah, younger than her.
Younger than her. I just
Well,
say
here you
younger
go.
than her.
Don't
It's a
age
figure of
bash.
speech.
Don't age bash.
Or like an older house cat.
And then
Okay,
the last
okay.
piece,
Oh, the house cat. You so crazy.
the last piece of news is there's a Michigan native and former Miss USA 2019. Her name was Chesley Christ, and she passed away Sunday. She jumped from a building in New York City, Manhattan, New York. So she committed suicide. And I hate to end our celeb news on such a somber note, but just want to remind everybody how important mental health is. Please, 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 if you are having suicidal ideation and considering suicide or having any suicidal thoughts, or if you have a friend or family member that seems to be in a really dark place and may be considering suicide, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It is 800-273-8255. And that's it.
I would like to add to that too. And also, just us as a human population, us as humans, we need to be a little bit more kinder. We never know what someone else is going through. We don't know what type of, like you said, mental illnesses or whatever the case is. But if you are just a little bit more kind, you never know what the tipping point was for that person to commit suicide. So everybody just be a little bit more kinder, be a little bit more patient, be a little bit more understanding, and be somebody that you need at times. Make the world a better place.
Look at Bamalama being all nice today.
I can be
dropping
a little nice.
gems.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sound like the world needed a little bit more humbleness, huh?
Right.
The world need a little bit more Bamalama. That's what they need, honey.
No, one is enough.
One is enough.
One is
Tell me
enough.
about this Bam.
One is enough.
Bam, huh?
We do love connections on different days. And after the topic we had today, y'all, you might change your mind.
Yeah, you might, because I'm gonna shake some feathers.
Oh, I'm anxious to see.
Oh yeah.
All right.
You
So
got
y'all
the right
ready
one.
Y'all ready to lend y'all perspective to some he say, she say stuff and get into a viewer note? Y'all ready?
We do have a viewer note. Okay,
All right,
I guess I'll read it.
Okay, go Chuck.
This is an email question. And where my glasses at?
Such an old man.
Bear with me. Let's see. It says,
Come on, Gramps.
"Hey y'all, I'm feeling some type of way because I was dealing with a guy for about 3 months, and I noticed he started falling off a bit. He wasn't doing the things he was doing in the beginning. He wasn't calling or texting as much, so I planned to end it. On the afternoon, the day we were supposed to meet up, he sent me a text ending with me. I was so mad, even though I was over it and planning to dump him anyway. I was mad that he dumped me first and over text, no less. Am I tripping?"
Enough to tell you in your face.
Right. That was wrong.
Yeah, that was dead ass wrong.
Of course you're not wrong for feeling that way, especially if you've been rolling around and this man been digging all inside of you. Of course you ain't wrong for feeling like that.
Not
He
digging
owes
all
you.
inside of
Digging
you.
All
all
in the guts. That's what they do.
digging deep.
Well, how you know he was even inside? He could have just.
I said
They might not have
especially,
made it that far.
but what I
He
said
might have
especially
been
is,
shortstop, huh?
but
Yeah, they might have been just a month in.
even if you was tipping the iceberg, if
That's,
if you came close to smelling it, you at least owed her that.
Nah, I mean it
but the
just depends.
now what I
Everything
do
is
find,
about a conversation. No mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Everything is about a conversation and an understanding. Text messages, everything can be when you text something, it can be
nothing.
totally misconcepted. If that's even a word. But
That you miscrewed.
it can be
It's
it
gonna
can
We
be
know
be
wrong.
what the hell you
you
meant.
know what I
So
meant. It can be totally taken out of context. And I mean, come on, that's so impersonal. We're not kids. We're not millennials nowadays. Like, come on. You ain't have to do it in person, but a phone call, a FaceTime, something, text message, that's so childish. We too grown for that.
I'm gonna tell you why people choose the route of texting. This is just my opinion. People choose the route of texting because they can't communicate.
I like that. I believe that too.
So
It's a cop
without
out
real,
as well.
it's a cop
Cowardly.
out.
It's a cop out.
So
Definitely.
without a real convo, see, it's easy to type three letters and shorten shit up and not get a real. It's like getting a sentence fragment. That's what a text is.
Yep.
Like if you can't talk, you hide.
But some people, that's their form of communication. They actually will sit and not say anything in person and text you the moment that you walk away.
And
And
just
and
like
and that's true too. And those are the people I steer very clear from. Because if we can't talk, I don't like texting.
I
I ain't
don't
gonna
think
lie.
that's
I don't
fair because I
either.
think a lot of people don't know how to communicate.
Grow up.
I don't think it's
Take a
about growing
class.
up. It could be anxiety. It could be that they're not equipped with the tools that they need to be able to communicate. I know a lot of people that do not know how to communicate but are very good people, but they cannot verbalize their emotions. They can't verbalize what they're going through. They can't explain certain things, but they can send you a book. They can write you a letter. They can send you an email. But to be able to say it verbally to you, it gives them so much anxiety that it just does not come out. They shut down. It's the complete
I,
opposite.
I also think it kind of depends. I think that if you feel like this person is a loose cannon and you really just want to get them out of your life, if you send them a text and then you're blocking them, it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm not ghosting you. At least I am telling you that it's over. But if this person is completely non-threatening, y'all had a really great relationship up until this point, and it's seemingly going to come out of thin air to them.
You want me to pull up on you and say, "Hey, I
Or
ain't
Not
or
even
feeling you
call.
necessarily
tonight."
pull up, but a
I just
phone
say
call.
or
I,
call or
like
call
I feel
because
like
if
I'm
it was
worth a
important
conversation.
enough if it was important enough for you to be calling me early on or throughout the relationship, why can't you call me to express yourself about this? I mean, it worked when you were asking for some goodies. Like it just, to me, it's like you're not really keeping the same energy, and so now you want to be a coward and take what you think is the easy way out. So I think you should keep the same energy, whatever that energy was in the relationship. Continue to display that, at least so you can maintain respect with this person, even if you don't care. But just, it's about you and your integrity. And
A text don't got no feeling, no emotion to it.
It doesn't.
Just like Bambi said, hey, I could have texted you this way and I could have meant it this way. You could have just woke up. And however you just looked at this message and you just read it wrong and you just went, and I wasn't even, my energy wasn't even that. So this is how the text get miscrewed. But had I called you, you wouldn't even know I even meant it like that. But no, I didn't want to call you. I'd rather just text. So that gives a person, hey, however they feeling, however they read it, that's how they take
easy way out. Yeah, it's the easy way out.
So you give
but the thing of it, she want to know though, was she wrong for feeling like it wasn't nothing really that she got the text? It was just that he dumped her first.
Oh well, come on, that's kind of childish.
Like
If
she
you
was
if you
mad
was
because
mentally
he dumped
already
her
gone,
first.
if you was mentally already gone, you probably should have just been like, oh, okay, well, you prevented from me having to say it. But I'm hell bent on is the texting part.
Yeah.
I'll text. It's not a big deal, but
so y'all mad because he texted her, not because he dumped her.
I'm not mad at all. I just feel like if it was me, I would feel away for sure. If you text me and me and you been rocking out for what, 3 months? 3 months is long enough for you to fall in love with somebody. Honestly, us as an adult, I mean, depending on the way the person is treating you, if y'all really seeing each other, if y'all really digging each other like that, that's enough time for y'all to fall in love. So I don't know necessarily all the situation, but for her to feel like, oh, I wanted to do it first.
It's ego.
Yeah, that's kind of.
It's ego.
Well,
It is ego.
And then it depends on the person's situation. Like, this woman might be. Some guys get intimidated, so depends on the level. See, it might have been easier for the guy to hurry up and dump her because that kind of make him feel good. Really, he the one that really need her. So, like for guys that get mad because their girl get more money than them, you got a lot of jealousy with that. Yeah. So if a guy is dating a woman in that stature, he can't really compete with her on that. He ain't got nothing but to try to figure. Let me.
He shouldn't be trying to compete. He should be trying to figure out to get some of that.
You right. You right. You right.
Right, Chuck.
Ain't no competing. Bath water ready. All that. You need a little, what they call a little rose water sprayed in your face before you walk out the door in the morning.
What's you know about rose water?
Instagram. I'm learning
I
a lot.
don't know nothing about it. I just heard about the rose. Now you telling me the rose water do the rose water do what the rose do?
Yeah, they got rose water
That
you
ain't
can
the
buy.
same.
I'm not hip on. Okay, put me on something because I thought the rose water was to cleanse.
It is.
Put my
It is like
pH
wake you up, like
to my face. Well, not wake you
up,
but not laving your face up. So it actually what it does, because I wear makeup, so I kind of know about the world, but I thought maybe it was something else. But what it does is once you clean your makeup off, or even if you don't, you spray it to get your face back to its regular pH.
Also, I'm pH.
The rose. I'm talking about the other rose.
Now I got both roses now.
Oh, okay.
One do a different little trick than the other one.
Yeah.
No, because them hot right now.
Yeah, that's why I said that. That's why I was being funny.
We're gonna have a whole episode about them.
So somebody gave me mine at my birthday party, and I was like, "Well, what is this?" I thought it was perfume, and I'm like, "Well, what is it?" He's like, "It's a rose." I'm like, "Oh."
Well, no, we wasn't talking about that kind of rose. We was talking about different kind of rose.
Boo.
But ain't nothing wrong with none of that as far as the man making more, the woman making more. It's just about communication. For that young lady with that question, it can go both ways. We're not saying that he was necessarily fully wrong. He was wrong for the text. It could have been a conversation. But the dumping part, that's to each his own. Pretty much how you feel about who's dumping who first.
I kind of got a question for her.
I like to get dumped.
I kind of got a question for. Yes.
You and Chuck got the same opinion. Chuck said he preferred to get dumped too.
Mm-hmm. Because you know why I prefer to get dumped? I don't gotta feel bad.
See, for me, I'm not gonna leave you, so you have to leave me because once I'm with you, I don't really let nobody go. I've been dumped a lot.
Me too.
Because once I hook in, like I'm hooked in. You got to do something really messed up. Yeah, you got to really do something messed up. And that's kind of what we're gonna talk about a little bit today with the traditional and non-traditional relationship. Because somebody like me, I can work through pretty much anything.
Even somebody cheating on you, because most men
Yeah.
cannot.
Yeah.
That's the
But
number
it
one
doesn't have
deal
to be.
breaker
It
for
doesn't have to be
men.
cheating because it can be a conversation. You can have what you want. Well, we're not gonna get into it right now because that's part of the major topic today. So we're gonna wrap up this not little email because there's somebody emotion and feelings, and I
So
don't want to dismiss
I
their
want to say
feelings.
one thing before we wrap up the email. I want to know. I have a question for her. So what took her so long to break up with him to where he got to beat her to the punch?
So you
I
want her
kind
to
of want to know
email
that.
us that
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's watching.
What
So,
if she had just faith in the guy? She just wanted the guy to be right. So she
but she
wasn't
said
there.
she mad because he broke up with her first. So it
So
kind
she
of gives
just
me
being
the.
She
petty.
probably would be
But
mad,
it's
like she
but from
invested
what she
all her
said
time,
was
and
they
then
were
she could have
supposed
been
to.
dumped this guy, and then he turned around and dumped her. I
Well, what she
understand
said
that.
was they had
I feel
plans.
that.
No, what she said was they had plans that day. But before they
He
could
was
get to
supposed
the
to come
plans,
over.
he texted her with it's a wrap. So she like, dang it, when I saw you, I was getting ready to.
So it's like
Oh,
the
I
person
missed
getting the
that
last.
part.
It's like the
Yeah.
person getting the last word in the conversation.
That's all.
He got the last word. He
That's
feel like
all
he
it is.
won.
That's
Ego.
all of it. And there we go. And that's what we're gonna leave it at, the last word. That's exactly what it is. It's just a matter of who got the last word. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, let's get into this big topic because we could go all night about all of these things.
Yes, we could.
So tonight we want to talk about traditional versus non-traditional relationships, which includes so many areas, but like monogamy or stay-at-home wives and moms and old school relationships versus some non-traditional things like somebody could be a stay-at-home dad or we bringing in other people into the bedroom and all kind of different things.
Hey.
So where do we want to start? Like what are we gonna say? Where we
Well,
start?
first of all, what do we consider traditional? So I'll say that. So when we say traditional, in a general sense, it's what our I hate to say this, but what some of our parents never really had. And then what some did have where they was married for 30 and 40, 50 years. And no matter what happened, the woman didn't leave. She stayed. She played a very, not only motherly, but a domestic role. Taking
So
care
you
of the
pretty
house.
much got into you pretty much
No,
just
I'm breaking
explained the
down what
tradition.
traditional
Yeah.
is, and then I'm
Oh,
going to
okay.
explain what non-traditional is. So in the sense of traditional is what we all consider the conservative way of a man and a woman being together, or a woman and a woman and man, however that looks
The
in the
traditional
traditional
way,
sense of two
basically what the
together.
Bible tell you.
Right.
What
And
man
then
wrote.
non-traditional
What man wrote?
is a lot
Man
of
wrote.
what the new generation, I feel like, has stepped into, which my perspective is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's more open conversations to what they want, what they don't want. There's a lot of role reversals. There's a lot of changes that's taking place and who's responsible for what. And so what we want to talk about is, do you have a preference of a traditional versus a non-traditional? And or you two, as our guests, we would love to hear your experiences of being in a traditional or a non-traditional relationship.
Go ahead, Bammy. I like listening.
He wanted to hear
So
that
I mean,
shit.
I want to
so
hear that shit because I'm coming,
okay. So I
and I
have been
speak in general.
So I've been in, honestly, I've been in all the relationships, traditional, non-traditional. I've been the cheater. I've been cheated on. I've been the sad girl. I've been the man. I've been, I
You
mean,
say you been the man?
I've been the
The
man.
main.
I've
Oh,
been the
okay.
one that wore the pants. I've been the one that wore the panties.
That's
I've
the
been,
alpha.
I've
But
been
keep going.
alpha. Majority of my relationships, I was alpha. I've been like, I've been a dominant femme. I've been, I mean, I've been all around the board,
So you
honestly.
sound like a superhero.
I'm not a superhero, despite what you may think and what you may know about me, but I'm not a superhero. I just know how to play my position, whatever that may be.
So what do you
And
prefer, a traditional or non-traditional relationship?
non-traditional, because with majority of the traditional relationships, you find bringing people in the bedroom is like
Taboo.
a what do they
A
call it?
sin.
No,
Yeah.
not a sin, but
Well, I can
taboo.
use
Yeah, it's
You
taboo.
call
Yeah.
it taboo. It's taboo. So like my mom, she's like, "Oh, I would never, you fucking bulldogger," So it's like,
That's not
Mom, I'm not a bulldogger just because I like to eat a little coochie sometimes. It don't make me a
Hey, got a
bulldogger.
liquor license.
I mean, can I say that on here?
Of course
Yeah,
you
you can say
can.
whatever
It
you
was
I
want.
mean,
funny.
Yeah,
Nobody
listen. Hey,
so
carry on.
be
you,
real. Ain't
I
nothing
am. You
wrong
know,
with
I'm
that.
gonna keep it 100 real.
We're
Whether
gonna
you
keep
like
it
it or not, I'm
100.
sorry if I offend you, but this is my truth. So, like I said, I prefer non-traditional because I mean, it's a little bit more
Is it the
fun.
options that you like in a
It's
non-traditional, or is it the more of you feel free in a non-traditional relationship?
honestly a little bit of both, but with me as the person that I am, I'm a free spirit, so I like to have fun. I don't want to be too tied down. I don't want stuff to be too serious. I want to be able to have a relationship with whoever we decide that we want to have a relationship with,
But
like
would
with
you
my
have a
marriage.
routine? Are you okay with the routine and having that fun in a
I'm
non?
okay with the routine. I am definitely okay with a routine. I prefer a conversation that way we know what we're doing, to where no lines are being crossed, no disrespect has been had, and we can move how we move, and everybody's happy.
Okay.
And it can continue on for years and years and years to come until one of us
Thank you.
decide that this ain't what we want to do no more. You know what I'm saying?
But it
So
should be a conversation.
everything is about a conversation.
Okay.
And not
Everything,
only just a conversation, because you can have a conversation with a person all day, but you
and they
have to
don't
be
get
able
it.
to concept that
Right. Right.
understanding.
Right.
Understanding,
Understanding is key.
comprehending of it.
So
So for
comprehension
Spanish,
is key.
oh, Tasha got a question for you.
I do. So this has always been my thought process behind the non-traditional, and like being able to have kind of an open door where you let others in to the relationship. Most people sexually, I don't think people really just bring another person into their relationship, into the conversations and the nitty-gritty and like the background things. But say for instance you do have a non-traditional relationship, you are open and welcoming, and then like your partner takes it even further and sneaks around still. Like it's almost like, where does the line get drawn?
I think you'll always have those scenarios where it's a traditional or non-traditional, where an individual as a human being, you're going to make a mistake, or you're going to have desires that you either choose to feed into or not feed into. So that's just life. And that's just one of those things you can't plan for, that you just either have to accept your partner and trust that the agreement that y'all came up with together, that y'all both are going to hold each other accountable to that agreement, and that if you decide to step outside of that agreement, that you're expecting that communication. But that's normal. Where not normal, I'm not going to say it's normal, it shouldn't be normal. That's what's making it makes it a
Can I?
little normal that it just happens.
I'm
Go
gonna throw
ahead.
this little. I'm gonna throw this little saying out there. You know, I find it. You know the saying of "What's so wrong feels so good." You know the saying of everybody get a thrill and rush and excitement when you know what triggers people.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're in a relationship, and that's why the openness. Like I'm talking about me, and I've been like this very young. I'm 41 years old. I've been like this in my 19s, 20s, and stuff like that. I've always just been a person that I ask 1,000 questions. I ask the questions that the normal nigga is not gonna ask. He's not gonna ask because of the fear of what they gonna get.
Now, are you asking the questions because it's part of your filtering process? Are you asking the questions because you want to know how open that she's going to be with you?
Exactly. Because it takes a lot of bravery when that woman or man let that hair down and share that with you. That's now if you got that person sharing something, man. She been going with Tim all these years. Tim don't even know she like that. Here it is, I come
Mm-hmm.
along. Here it is, I come along.
Yeah.
And I know Tim woman way better than she know him. She probably want to share this with Tim. But if she share this with Tim, Tim gonna run off. She feel
He can't
lose
handle it.
limber. He can't
He
handle it.
can't
She
handle it. It ain't
know
for
this already.
everybody. It ain't for
It ain't for
everybody.
everybody.
Yeah. And people are different with different mates. Like
And
you might be
that's
one way with her, and you might be a completely different way with the other one. Because This one brings out something different in you. This one's a little more exciting. This one is a little more conservative. So there is a balance in both where you can sometimes have the best of both worlds. As much as people like to say you can't, it's really what you make it. To me, a relationship is whatever two people agree to. And that agreement can extend as far as your imagination.
Man.
Hey, the mind is a bad motherfucker.
Facts.
Yeah, my ex-husband always complains to me about his last girlfriend that he had, and he's like, I know she is slut, and I know I done seen her do all type of stuff, and she just won't admit to it, and she won't show it to me. She just won't give it to me like I know she will.
Now what you just said like there, like I know she a slut. And let me tell you something.
I mean, he's not saying it in so many. He's not necessarily saying like that. He's not saying she a slut. I'm calling her a slut. That's my own word. But he's like, I know she's super freaky, and I know she'll get down. But she try to play it to me like she ain't having sex with no guys, or she, stuff like that. But he done seen her go down a lot.
Motherfucker call a motherfucker a slut. But motherfucker be at home chasing on the motherfucker that act like that.
Oh yeah.
We all slut. Like we all got hole in it.
Well, I used the word slut. He didn't.
But I feel like what you're saying, Johnny.
Yeah, we all get that.
I feel like men do get picky, and they like sluts when you're only a slut for them, but they don't want to know or believe that you've got down with other people in the same way that you've gotten down with them.
I don't believe that. Like,
I was gonna say
that way.
I was gonna say
I want to know, and I'm okay with it. Like for me, I'm different. If you telling me, I don't give a shit how many people you've been with. If you with me, you with me. Now, if it's me and we want to pull in other people, that's a choice that we make. But I'm not judging you on what your belly looks like. Like whatever you did in the past, you did that shit in the past. Because I know my past is reckless. So for me to judge the next person because you slept with 20, 30 motherfuckers, hey, that's 20, 30 lucky motherfuckers that got you. Because there's a whole bunch of other people that didn't get that opportunity to take that ride. So that's a different situation. And I'm not threatened because you was with Billy up the street. You know what I'm saying? Because Billy ain't me. Billy can never be me.
Bingo.
And that goes to go with a man's or woman's confidence.
Oh, yeah.
The insecurity in a person, I have them thinking all that. You worried about the things you ain't even got to be worried with because the motherfucker with you.
That's why the traditional people can't handle a third party in their room. Because instantly there's jealousy. Instantly there's an insecurity because, oh, y'all gonna talk after this, or you gonna call her like y'all gonna be doing something without me. That's insecurities, and there's nothing wrong with not wanting to do that, but not wanting to do it because you're insecure is separate from not wanting to do it because you will leave that motherfucker and then go do it with somebody else.
Is it insecure or just seeing the handwriting on the wall?
No, I've seen it.
I'm gonna say this. And it don't even necessarily have to be with women being a little bit more insecure about a man stepping out. I had a threesome with 4 girls. And one of the girls was so irritated because she put the foursome together. She was like, I'm straight. And she had an attitude. We couldn't even really enjoy it
much fun.
because we was having too much fun.
And it wasn't about her.
Here goes whoever said it about the text message. Here she go texting later on as soon as we leave. That was some bullshit. Like, baby, you put this together. How dare you do this? Well, you was fucking her too long. Like, what do you mean? Well, it's no such thing as too long. It's 4 of us. Go over there. Have a little fun over there. Join in on this part.
What you say, Tasha?
Did y'all record that? It was ego.
I don't know what it was, but no, we didn't. But I don't record that type of shit.
I was about to say,
I ain't record that shit.
Run up a check.
Like me asking women a lot of questions. Like I've dated a lot of bisexual women. Like, so with me and women, I don't like some men be scared to ask that. Like, I'm not scared to ask shit.
Some be scared to deal with a woman like that. Some guys don't like dealing with bisexual women because the fear of being left
for a woman.
But I'm never competing with a woman though. Okay, no, like I talk.
But you would be surprised how many men think they are in competition with a woman.
But you can't. And that's the crazy part because you can't be. There's no way that we in competition.
It's no
Like
way.
A
we
woman can
working
never
two
be in
different things.
competition with me. Well, it's two
Yeah,
different. A
the
woman just told me
experience.
this. A woman just told me this recently, and I just learned something. Yeah, she can be with a girl, and she can be with a stud, and the stud is penetrating her with this dildo. But one thing this dildo don't do, this dildo don't got that feeling, and this dildo can't shoot that shit they like to see. They can be getting that, but they miss that one thing. So you can never be in competition with a woman because women, they understand each other. It's a whole different emotion. We don't
Oh
have
yeah.
that emotion.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's just different. I mean, it's just
And
totally different
it's
worlds.
different with different women as well. It's not just
Oh yeah.
it's different with different women. So you got some women that like to have sex with women with dildos. And you got women that's more like me that don't use toys when I I
Just
mean,
clitoris.
you don't have to. I mean,
Right.
it's so many different parts to a female's body. It's like, what do I need? Like, if I wanted to get stuck, I can go get a man for that. You feel me?
So
So it's
that's why
different
your
men.
preference is non-traditional because you want to have
Cause
what
I
you
want
want
a
to have
girly
when
girl.
I'm
you want to have it.
non-traditional.
I'm a girl, but I'm real feminine, but I'm an alpha female.
So Tasha, are
I
you traditional or non-traditional? Because so far I hear a lot of non-traditional. I ain't
I'm
heard
non-traditional.
traditional yet.
Tasha is
It's,
traditional. Let me take a guess.
yeah, you know it. You know it. We ain't
Tasha,
gonna play
like,
no
I
game.
think she on the
man,
borderline. She teeter-totting
maybe
trying to
she's a little
decide,
curious. Maybe
do
she'll let
she
somebody do her down. But
No, you said it right the first time. We ain't gonna play no games. I'm a good character to
But
read.
I don't think. Let me just say.
So
Let me make one more hypothesis. I don't think that Tasha would have a threesome. I don't think Tasha would bring a guy into her relationship. I just don't see Tasha doing that. Let me see, Tasha. What you say?
You know,
You've been doing that stuff.
I
You've
have
you
been
know,
doing.
let
you
me
know how
just say
they.
this.
Go ahead, Tasha.
I have been the type of person who has been open-minded in my singledom, but I think if I ever make it down the aisle, I would want a traditional marriage and relationship because I feel like
Womp womp.
I know, right?
I'm
No,
sorry. I'm just playing, Tasha.
honestly, it's because I feel like that's what the single stage is for. Now, some people, like I do know a gentleman who got married very young, and his wife was his high school sweetheart, and she confessed to him that she was into an alternative lifestyle similar to you, Bam. So he was faced with the choice: okay, do I open up and listen to my wife about her desires and the things that she likes? And he had to make a if you can't beat them, join them type of choice. Like, well, okay.
Well, I don't think it's a if you can't beat them, join them.
Oh, it was for him though, is what I'm saying.
So there
Like,
was it was basically like an ultimatum. Like I'm going to explore. You either
no,
accept it or
he
I'm
didn't
leaving
give
you.
an ultimatum, but he was like, he had to. Basically, he was saying he just listened to her. Like, I've been with her since she was 14, and she's coming and telling me, "Hey, you're the only person I've ever been with." Because of course, he took her virginity and everything. She was a kid.
Well, he should let her explore.
But I'm attracted to women, and I want to, and so he could have easily though been like, "Nah, we made marriage vows, and you said that it was gonna be
But
you
could
and
he
I."
participate or did she want to do this by herself?
That's
It
the
start.
difference.
It started out with
Her
Participation.
by herself.
participating. Yep, it started out with participating,
Okay.
like
It started off with him participating.
swinging. Yeah,
Then
they was
then
couple
that was the
swapping.
right way to go. Okay.
Then
Yeah,
that
they
was
were couple
okay.
swapping. So it started out with swinging and couple swapping, and then it turned to like just sometimes having a third party. And he wanted to stop the swinging and couple swapping though, because he said that the wives of the couples weren't as bad as his wife. He like, well, why
Oh,
I want to mess with her and what I got at home,
I
I'm
can
feeling.
feel that. I
I can
feel
feel
So
that
that
he was
too.
too.
like
I
that.
feel that.
He said so they had to revisit the arrangement and just open up the marriage altogether and say, hey, you're allowed to have boyfriends. I'm allowed to have side
Yeah,
girlfriends,
you ain't gonna keep having all the fun and bring me
but
these
we never
ugly
gonna,
motherfuckers,
but
and you the
we're
bad
never going to
motherfucker. Yeah, I get
Do it
that. Yeah,
again
yeah, most
together.
definitely.
or
Right.
Yeah,
dissolve our marriage either. Like we've agreed that we're going to stay married, raise our kids, and that anybody who on the outside who gets too attached has to go. So it's like we
Right.
can have these outside boyfriends and girlfriends, but if they don't understand and respect that we're in a marriage and this is just an open situation, then they have to go. So
That's right.
that's where they ended up. And I haven't spoken to them in some years, but that's where they were last time I spoke, is they were allowed to have other
So
relationships
that's an
outside of
open relationship.
Yeah,
I
so
got
it
it
was
sounds like they started off with
it
like,
became an open marriage, yes.
yeah. So
Ben,
in my
I got a
marriage, I had
question
a
for
marriage.
you.
Oh, go ahead.
I got a question for you, Ben.
hmm
So, with having a threesome, right? Who, in your situation, do you prefer to pick the woman, or do you like the guy to pick him? Or like on my end, I find that the women want me to pick. No one wants to like I talk to other women, and a lot of women say, well, I pick the girl. I don't let my nigga pick nothing. I pick her. So like when it
So
comes to
your
me, they want me to pick. So I be thinking they be scared to show me what they like.
okay. So your question to me is, so it's two
Do you
different.
like to pick, or you like your
It's two
nigga to
different ways. So when I was married, I didn't let my husband pick.
see?
So we had a girlfriend, but that's
But I
neither here
still
nor
consider that a traditional relationship because you was
what.
married and y'all just had
Why
a
you wouldn't let
person
your
come.
husband pick?
You
I wouldn't let
consider
my
that traditional with them having a girlfriend
She was
together?
married, yeah.
No,
I wouldn't let my husband pick the girl simply because before I married my husband, he kept cheating on me with this one bitch, right?
Just bring her over.
But she wasn't my type. I called her stuffy. She wasn't really my type. Okay, we just gonna leave it at that. But I felt like in my marriage for him to pick the woman, it's like probably you got something already on the side going on with her. I ain't never want. I'm not the jealous type or insecure or nothing by far, but I just didn't want to feel like this is you brought her into it. So it's probably because I done been in situations. I know, like I said, I've been a cheater. I've been all of the different
You know what
sides.
it looked like, huh?
So I know what type of stuff be happening, but like me, the single me, I wouldn't mind if I'm dating somebody or he's my boyfriend and he brought somebody in, I wouldn't really care.
See, that's why I say
As
that.
long as she don't stink, as long as we know that
Of course.
everything is good and all of, like, but that's why I truly prefer to pick the girl because I'm gonna pick somebody that I know who I probably already dealt with in the past where I know
See
everything
what
is
you
on the up
said.
and
So
up.
see what you said, and that's honest.
I said I kind of prefer, but if I'm single in a relationship with somebody, yeah, not
Yeah,
marriage
but
though.
you hear the key word that she said. She
Keyword, I
said
prefer
somebody that she
someone in the
dealt with in
past.
the past, which
In the
means
past.
she probably had another threesome with that same bitch.
I'm talking about
But
the
the
girl. No,
man
I
don't know
probably just
that.
fucked with her by myself.
But that's what I'm saying though.
No.
You ain't
See, it should
coming
go
into
both
telling
ways.
your husband, "Oh, I done bang baby girl already. Let's have a threesome." He coming in this shit. You done pulled a girl in, so he's coming in just thinking this all new. He don't know you done banged this girl
Yes, he
already.
do. Cause one thing about me, I ain't no liar. He know I banged her. He know I tapped that motherfucker.
Damn.
But damn, when he said, "Well, damn, if you banged her, damn,
He
damn,
wouldn't
I can't
care.
have no fun too."
He wouldn't care.
Oh, I see me. That's why
My
I get to
husband did
talking
not care.
slick
He
and
was
be.
very secure with us. He never thought I cheated on him. Even
I'm secure.
That's
I'm
crazy.
like I'm very secure. I ain't none of I ain't none of like I'm a whole different animal.
See, that's
yeah, but
different.
see,
I think it should go both ways. I think that if you're gonna do certain things like that, part of that agreement should be some compromise and alternating. If you pick this time, I pick next time. Shit
I
like
be
that.
wanting them to
Not just
pick.
every time you pick or every time you got to bring the extra individual into the bedroom. It should be a mutual thing where we either picking together, where we literally like what you think, no, yay,
okay.
or
So
not. Because you can't just always, because I feel like when you do that, you now put in too much power in the other partner's hand to where that's how you run into situations
I
where
don't want to
one
look like no
person is
woman's
doing the
shadow either.
controlling. But that's my point. If she's the
but
one that's always pulling them in and doing
You like a
everything,
shadow. You
yeah,
following behind a man lead.
honestly, most men that I've dated that I've had threesomes with, not
They don't
saying
want.
it's been a whole lot. We not gonna put no number on it, but
Man, we ain't worried about
most
that. We
men that I
talking.
have had threesomes with, or if I've been in a relationship, they have wanted me to get the girl, and I feel like it's always that too. I feel like, I mean,
I get that too,
honestly,
cause I get
men
that
they
too.
be feeling they be like, I don't want it to be a situation
well,
where you
too, they
get
know you
mad at the
got some
bitch and
hoes though.
I
They
don't
probably
want you
already know
to.
you got hoes already. So that's a different. That's different when you got hoes already. So it's like, hey, you go ahead and get her, because I know you already got one on speed dial that's waiting. So go
But
ahead and get her, and we can get this popping.
for my
And
new
everybody ain't got that
when I
gift.
get into a relationship
Right.
again, honestly,
Everybody ain't got
that's how
that
I
gift,
wanted to be,
man.
Chuck. How you said, we both like just say I don't know how it would actually happen, but I just meet this guy. We probably been rocking out for a month or so. We probably ain't never had sex, and we meet a girl that is into the same thing that we into, and we be in a relationship. I want to be in a polygamy
So
relationship.
what would be a deal breaker in a non-traditional relationship, being that everything is so open and in the air when it comes to communication and being honest and not being insecure, being able to share those desires with each other? What would be a deal breaker for you in a clearly open, very communicative, whatever you want to call it, a way where it's really no trust issues? But what would be a deal breaker? Would it be if they stepped out and had something with somebody outside of you? Would you consider cheating in that form a deal breaker?
Yes, it depends on what we agreed on.
So
So
if
if
they
we
break the
agree,
agreement, that's a deal breaker.
if we agree that okay, if you go out to dinner with another bitch, that's cheating. If you do that, then that's cheating.
Well, I hope that's not one of your rules, though. That's
It's
cool.
definitely not.
Okay.
Like
'Cause dinner is
my
like lunch. You can go to dinner and lunch
I
with a
don't care what
coworker.
honestly, I don't care what you do. And my husband used to tell me that like you give me so much freedom. Like I don't know what I can and can't do. I had to set boundaries for him. That's really a good question that you asked. I had to really set boundaries for him. Once I'm gonna give you a quick scenario. I had a girl over, she was messing around, whatever the case was. I fell asleep. She slept downstairs. He goes downstairs, touch her pussy. She wake up in the morning like, yeah, your husband tried to touch my pussy. He like, well, shit, I don't know what I can and can't
It
do
was still
because
in the house. It should have been sent in a cab or a Lyft or Uber up out the house, not sleeping on the
I done
couch.
done the same thing before.
what you
But
mean?
why wouldn't you? Because why she on the couch? Number one, if she's staying the night, she should have
No.
been in
She
the
wasn't
bed.
she wasn't on the couch. She wasn't there for us. She was just a slut.
Oh,
She was like a little slut bucket
oh.
that
So
was
why
there
y'all just didn't bring her upstairs?
because I fell asleep.
Go ahead, Tasha. Tasha got her hand
Go
up.
ahead,
I've been in
Tosh.
that predicament.
I have my hands up because we are, as amazing as this conversation is, we are coming into the last 5 minutes of the show. So we're going to leave this, we're going to ask this question to viewers. Would you guys like to have a part 2 of this conversation next week and we continue? Or would you want us to continue on with our topic that we had planned for next week, which was the new age woman? Talking about modern day women and the differences between modern day women and women of old school and yesteryear.
Bad bitches. All these bad bitches. Everybody a bad bitch now.
Yeah,
So
right.
that was what we had
Fuck
planned
out
for
of
next week,
here.
but we can
Fucking
take
alley
it.
cats.
Man,
They
give me
bad
the
bitches on the
fucking.
outside, but on the inside, them
That's
bitches is
what
rotten
I
to the
was just gonna
core.
say, man. Give me the fucking brain. I don't even. Motherfuckers is like a brand new car with a good ass paint job, 26-inch rims, and that motherfucker ain't got no engine. I don't
That
give a
bitch
fuck
is.
how bad you is, how your body looking, and all that. If you don't got no brain, you're useless to
Or
me.
if you don't, not even just a brain, if you don't have a good heart, like if
You
your
useless.
insides don't match your outsides, you useless. Period.
You useless.
So yeah, back to Tasha.
So
Viewers, do
what?
y'all want to?
Yes, viewers, do y'all want part 2 next week? Regardless, we're gonna have a part 2 because this was going somewhere. So we're
Hey,
gonna
well, let's
talk
get to
about
the.
this some more. So you want a part 2 next week, or you want to pick it up another time? Y'all let us know. But we gotta wrap it up. We are 3 minutes away from
Well,
closing
let's
time.
definitely thank our guests for coming and
Yes.
sharing their perspectives. Bam, for all the personal
Hey,
stories.
Bam. Nice to meet you, Bam.
We
Nice to
definitely
meet you,
go
Mr.
all have to
Spanish. We
get
definitely got to
together,
link up
go have
and
some
do
drinks.
lunch or
Yeah.
dinner, whatever. All of us, the gang, how we do. Maybe a central kitchen link up or something.
Hey,
We are.
that was a free plug. Don't be plugging my spot like that. They not paying for sponsorship right now. So
Don't
we
make
can't
it
just be
connections.
dropping them type of names without
I'm
that
sorry.
sponsorship. Although that is my spot.
Say
But
That
bye-bye.
is your spot.
Amen. All right. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us for another week. We will be back in the studio. Lord, let Mother Nature cooperate with our life. This was cool but challenging, and I just like being in the studio. So thank
we'll
Hey,
be
y'all.
back
Bam,
in
you
the
all right
studio.
with me, Bam?
I like you back, Spanish. You a
Well,
real one.
thank
You a
y'all.
real one. You a real one.
No, I don't know nothing else.
That's good.
All
It's hard to
right.
find that nowadays.
I know.
Tune in next Thursday, y'all, where we'll be talking about the new age woman, or we'll have a part 2 of this conversation. We'll decide throughout the week. You guys give us some feedback. Let us know what you want to see in here, and we'll be here
8
to
p.m.
deliver.
same time. 8 p.m. same
Hey,
time every Thursday. We'll be here. Definitely want to be back in the studio though, because that's a little better for us. Hopefully everybody got to see everything. We may or may not have had some technical difficulties, so I apologize in advance.
absolutely. All right, y'all. Be easy and have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.